In the early 1930s, as the world marveled at the rapid strides in aviation, a small but ambitious nation was carving its own path in the skies. Sweden, with its rugged landscapes and innovative spirit, gave birth to the ASJA Viking 2, a four-seat light aircraft that, while not a household name, played a quiet yet vital role in the country's aviation story. This high-wing monoplane, built by AB Svenska Järnvägsverkstadernas Aeroplanavdelning, or ASJA for short, was a testament to Swedish ingenuity. With its ability to swap wheels for floats, it danced across Sweden's lakes and fields with ease, much like a trusty steed ready for any adventure. Heck, it was the kind of plane that could land on a lake and still make it to the local newsstand by breakfast. Let's dive into the tale of the Viking 2, a modest aircraft that helped lay the groundwork for Sweden's aerospace legacy. To understand the Viking 2, we need to step back to the late 1920s, a time when aviation was transforming from a daring experiment into a practical means of transport. Sweden, nestled in Northern Europe, was keen to join this global race. Its government and industries recognized that a strong aviation sector was essential, not just for prestige, but for connecting remote regions scattered across forests and fjords. In 1930, AB Svenska Järnvägsverkstaderna, a company known for crafting locomotives and railway cars in Linköping, saw an opportunity to diversify. They formed ASJA, their aircraft division, with a mission to build planes tailored to Sweden's unique needs. This wasn't just a business move. It was a bold leap into a new frontier, like swapping a train whistle for the roar of an engine. Building aircraft required expertise and funds, and convincing a railway company to soar into aviation was no small feat. Hope they didn't try to fund it with spare train parts. ASJA started small, employing fewer than 100 workers by 1933. Their early work involved constructing foreign aircraft under license, such as the British-built de Havilland designs, allowing them to master the intricacies of aviation manufacturing. But ASJA wasn't content to merely replicate others' work. Under the leadership of engineers like Ing Allan Hedström, they began designing original aircraft. Their first major project was the ASJA L1 Viking, or Viking 1, a three-seat monoplane that took flight in 1931. Designed for versatility, it could operate on wheels, skis, or floats, perfect for Sweden's varied terrain. Two were built. One, registered SE4, served Stockholm's Tidningen, a leading newspaper, while the other, SCACX, met a tragic end in 1934 after colliding with a ship in Västerås Harbor. The Viking 1 was a solid foundation, but ASJA aimed higher, learning from its successes and setbacks. By 1934, ASJA was ready to unveil their next creation, the Viking 2. This aircraft was an evolution of the Viking 1, designed to carry 4 passengers instead of 3, and powered by a more robust engine. The goal was to craft a reliable, adaptable aircraft to meet Sweden's growing civil aviation demands. The Viking 2 wasn't a mere upgrade. It was a refined design reflecting ASJA's growing expertise. It first flew in late 1934, initially registered as SEADA. After the Viking 1 SEFYR was lost in a forced landing in August 1934, the Viking 2 inherited its registration, a nod to continuity in ASJA's efforts. Developing this aircraft was costly, and ASJA's railway routes didn't scream aviation prowess. Imagine pitching a flying machine to a boardroom full of train enthusiasts. Yet, their determination paid off, marking a new chapter in Swedish aviation. The Viking 2's development was shaped by Sweden's unique geography and economic context. With thousands of lakes and vast forests, the country needed aircraft that could operate in remote areas without runways. The 1930s were a time of global economic recovery, and Sweden, with its strong industrial base, invested in aviation to boost connectivity and prestige. ASJA collaborated with key figures like Ing Allan Hedström, whose engineering prowess drove the project forward. The company also drew on lessons from licensed production, adapting foreign techniques to local needs. One challenge was securing funding. ASJA's parent company was skeptical about aviation's profitability. Picture engineers pleading for budgets while accountants clutched their ledgers. Hope they threw in a free train ticket to sweeten the deal. Despite these hurdles, the Viking 2's prototype was completed, and its first flight in 1934 showcased ASJA's potential. Testing the Viking 2 revealed its strengths and quirks. Pilots praised its handling, but adapting it for floats required meticulous engineering to maintain balance. The aircraft's wooden construction, while lightweight, demanded skilled craftsmanship, a nod to Sweden's shipbuilding heritage. By late 1934, the Viking 2 was ready for service, its development a testament to ASJA's perseverance. It wasn't perfect, but it was a significant step forward, setting the stage for its operational role and technical innovations. Now, let's examine the Viking 2 itself, a machine that blended practicality with a touch of elegance. Picture a sleek, high-wing monoplane, its wings perched proudly atop the fuselage like a bird ready to soar. The Viking 2 boasted a wingspan of 11.1 meters or 36 feet 5 inches, giving it a graceful spread. Its fuselage stretched 7.3 meters or 23 feet 11 inches, with a height of 2.25 meters, roughly 7 feet 5 inches. Weighing just 710 kilograms empty, or 1,565 pounds, it could handle a maximum takeoff weight of 1,080 kilograms, or 2,381 pounds. That left room for a pilot, up to 3 passengers, fuel, and some cargo. Plenty for a light aircraft of its era. Powering the Viking 2 was a de Havilland Gypsy 6, a 6-cylinder, air-cooled, inverted inline engine delivering 200 horsepower. This engine was a star of the 1930s, known for its reliability and used in many light aircraft across Europe. It drove a 2-bladed propeller, giving the Viking 2 a cruising speed of about 160 to 180 kilometers per hour, or 100 to 112 miles per hour. Its range was likely 600 to 800 kilometers, or 373 to 497 miles, enough to connect Swedish cities or explore the countryside. Starting that engine in Sweden's icy winters must have been a chilly job. Hope the pilot had a warm scarf handy. The aircraft's structure was a blend of tradition and innovation. Its fuselage was a semi-monocoque design, primarily wood with fabric covering, a common choice for light aircraft of the time. The wings, also wooden with fabric, featured ailerons for smooth roll control, braced by steel tube V's for strength without excess weight. The tail included a horizontal stabilizer with an elevator for pitch and a vertical fin with a rudder for yaw, ensuring stable handling. Pilots likely found the controls responsive, though navigating gusty Nordic winds might have kept them on their toes. The cockpit housed a single pilot with instruments typical of the era, an altimeter, airspeed indicator, and basic navigation tools. The cabin behind could seat 3 passengers in relative comfort, though relative is key. Long flights in the 1930s were more about endurance than luxury. One of the Viking 2's standout features was its versatile undercarriage. It could operate on wheels for land or floats for water, a boon in a country dotted with lakes. Switching to floats was no simple task. It required precise engineering to keep the aircraft buoyant and balanced. Imagine landing on a frozen lake and praying the ice holds. Talk about a pilot's nerves of steel. Compared to the Viking 1, which used less powerful engines like the 115 horsepower Cirrus Hermes, the Viking 2 offered more seats and better performance. Its wooden structure, while less durable than metal, was easier to repair in remote areas, a practical choice for Sweden's rugged landscapes. Maintaining it in harsh winters, though, must have been a labor of love. Hope the mechanics had plenty of hot coffee. The Viking 2's design prioritized ease of maintenance, crucial for operators far from urban workshops. Its fabric-covered surfaces could be patched with basic tools, and the Gypsy 6 engine was known for its straightforward upkeep. Compared to contemporaries like the British de Havilland Dragon, the Viking 2 was smaller but more adaptable to Sweden's unique needs. Its high-wing configuration provided excellent visibility, ideal for spotting landing sites on lakes or fields. While not as fast as emerging all-metal designs, it was reliable and versatile, a workhorse for its time. The Viking 2's operational life began with Stockholm's Tidningen, a major newspaper eager to harness aviation's potential. In the 1930s, newspapers raced to deliver news faster, and aircraft like the Viking 2 offered a competitive edge. It likely ferried reporters to breaking stories or delivered fresh papers to distant towns, cutting hours off traditional transport. Picture a small village buzzing with excitement as the Viking 2 swooped in with the latest headlines, front-page news. Literally. Its float capability was ideal for reaching coastal or lakeside communities, ensuring no reader was left behind. Operating in Sweden's variable weather, from summer's calm to winter storms, tested the aircraft's resilience and the crew's skill. The Viking 2's association with Svensk Film Industry, Sweden's leading film company, added a cultural dimension to its story. The 1930s were a golden age for cinema, and aerial shots were a thrilling way to capture Sweden's sweeping landscapes. The Viking 2, with its stable flight and water landing option, was perfect for filming over forests, fjords, or archipelagos. It may have carried cameras for cinematic masterpieces, giving audiences a bird's-eye view of their homeland. While specific flights or films are not well documented, its link to such a prominent company suggests a role in Sweden's cultural scene. Imagine a director shouting action from the cabin while the pilot dodged clouds. Hope they nailed the shot in one take. From 1934 to 1941, the Viking 2 served faithfully, likely logging hundreds of hours. Its operators faced challenges like harsh weather, limited maintenance facilities, and occasional rough landings. Yet its robust design kept it aloft, a credit to ASJA's engineering. Pilots like those at Stockholm's Tidningen, possibly including figures like Captain Eric Nilsson, a noted aviator of the era, would have navigated Sweden's skies with skill. One anecdote from 1936 tells of a Viking 2 landing on Lake Mälaren to deliver urgent film footage, showcasing its float capability. Operating in remote areas meant crews had to be resourceful. Fixing a float in the middle of a lake sounds like a tale for the pub. The Viking 2 saw no major variants, but minor upgrades, such as improved float designs, enhanced its performance. Its limitations included a modest speed compared to newer designs and a wooden structure vulnerable to prolonged exposure. By 1941, World War II's impact was felt even in neutral Sweden. Fuel shortages and resource constraints grounded many civil aircraft, and the Viking 2, now aging, was withdrawn and scrapped. It's a somber end. Imagine a once proud aircraft dismantled as the world turned to conflict. Yet its service paved the way for Sweden's aviation future. Number end. The Viking 2's legacy lies in its contributions to Swedish aviation. Its development gave ASJA critical experience, honing skills that benefited later projects. In 1939, ASJ merged into Svenska Aeroplan AB, or Saab, which would become a titan of aerospace with aircraft like the Saab 18 bomber and Saab 37 Viggen. The Viking 2 was a stepping stone, proving Sweden could design capable aircraft. Its story reflects the 1930s optimism, when aviation promised to connect distant corners of the world. Today, no Viking 2 survives, but its memory lives in archives and photographs. The registration SE-FYR, once emblazoned on its fuselage, recalls its service with Stockholm's Tidningen. Number M. Aviation enthusiasts can find traces of the Viking 2 in historical records or forums like Svenskt Flyghistoriskt Forum, where Sweden's aviation past is preserved. Its possible role in early Swedish cinema adds a touch of glamour. Perhaps it deserves a modern documentary cameo. The Viking 2 was more than a light aircraft. It was a symbol of Sweden's ambition to soar. Its high-wing design, versatile undercarriage, and reliable engine made it a workhorse, while its contributions to ASJA's growth shaped Saab's future. Hopefully, this journey through its history gives the Viking 2 the recognition it deserves, a quiet hero of the skies, ready to take flight in our imaginations once more.